What's up, everybody? I'm Nate Beck, and I'm here in the Central Coast of California with a Triumph T100 Black. Now, the Bonneville is one of the most iconic motorcycles in the motorcycle world, harkening back all the way to 1959. Now, 4 years prior to that, this kind of had its birth on the Bonneville Salt Flats in a way. Johnny Allen set a land speed record there on top of a Triumph doing 193 miles an hour. Now, that was in 1955. 4 years later, in 1959, Triumph releases the Bonneville to commemorate that. Now, Triumphs have been legendary throughout history with some of the most important cultural icons riding them. Steve McQueen, Marlon Brando, James Dean actually rode his last motorcycle ride before he died was on top of a Triumph motorcycle. So what is it about Triumph that makes these so legendary? What's up, bug? But I'm here to find out, and the best way to find out is taking one of these for a rip through the mountains. That's number one. And number two, is Triumph living up to their name, or are they mailing it in these days? How's the build on this? How's the handling? How's the fit and finish? We're going to dive into that all right now and bring you along with. So first impressions on the Bonneville, usually when I get on a new bike, it doesn't feel like bikes I'm used to, so I'm kind of like, and it takes a little bit to get into it. And this bike, from the first second I got on it and clutched in first gear, it has been ripping. It is so comfortable. It is so smooth. It is, I'm definitely a Harley guy, absolutely. I own a Sportster. I've ridden a Sportster across the country, and this is kind of, the Bonneville, the Sportster, they're in the same class. Sportster is 883, Bonneville's 900cc. They're both in like the 500-ish, pounds mark. And as much as I love Harley, this Bonneville is smoking a Sportster. Smoking it in performance, handling, speed. I'm insanely impressed with this bike. So I really only had two concerns with this bike, coming from a Harley background. The seating position on the Bonneville, you're much more on top of the bike, as opposed to Harley, you're kind of more in it, So when you're riding like a Street Bob or a lowrider, you've kind of got like the bike up here a bit,
and you can kind of use your body with it a little bit more. Now, I've never ridden a cafe racer this extensively, so, you know, hooking some of these turns, I was just concerned I might feel a little squirrely on top of the bike, but this bike is weighted so well that it just, you're naturally just one with it, and you're just grooving and going through the turns, and it's so, I'm just floored at how smooth it is. My second concern was being in a more, you know, knees kind of up under me, that as a 6'2" frame, I would start to feel a little cramped after a while. So far, we've done about 120 miles today, and I'm feeling great. The suspension on it's fantastic, and I'm looking forward to cranking a little bit more.
So here we are on day 2, testing out this Triumph Bonneville T100 Black, figuring out what we like and what we don't. Yesterday we were ripping it through the mountains, falling in love with the handling. However, a common complaint with these bikes is that they're not great on the highway. So it's a very windy day here on the Central Coast in California. We're gonna put down 200 highway miles, see how it fares in the wind, see how it fares long distance, see if it's squiggly, wiggly, or if it sits nicely and sits pretty on the highway. So I'm gonna get suited up and we'll see you from the road.